Okay, I'll give you one guess. Who's the greatest NASCAR driver of all time? And no, it's not Dale Earnhardt. If you want to find out, stay tuned.
July 4th, 1984 was a day fit for a king and a president. Seven-time NASCAR champion Richard Petty arrived at Daytona International Speedway seeking an unprecedented 200th career victory. However, the seven-time champion would have to do so under the watchful eye of President Ronald Reagan, the first U.S. president ever to attend a NASCAR race.
All right, gentlemen, start your engines.
President Reagan gave the command to start engines by phone from Air Force One before the jet arrived in spectacular fashion as Petty's number 43 streaked down the backstretch. The final laps turned into an epic duel with future Hall of Famer Cale Yarborough passing Petty on the backstretch of the final green flag lap, only for the king to slingshot beneath Yarborough at the exit of Turn 4 for a dramatic race-winning pass.
Straight, here they are, Sam. They will come across the yellow line, just about together, but Petty had the lead. As they come down this time, you are going to see a checkered flag for car number 43. Richard Petty has won the 200th race of his incomparable Grand National Stock Car racing career.
The post-race celebration between the two men made headlines across the country, forever capturing a signature moment and a record that will never be challenged.
All right, you probably guessed it after watching that video. It's Mr. Richard Lee Petty, otherwise known as the King. Hey, they've been other kings. King Tut. Don't confuse him with King Tut. Don't confuse him with Elvis Presley, although Elvis Presley was the king. Don't confuse him with LeBron James, King LeBron. This is the one true king of NASCAR racing, bar none, Mr. Richard Petty. I remember watching Petty as a young kid growing up. My dad was into NASCAR, and I ended up watching a lot of races of Richard Petty. And as many races as he won, I've seen a lot of his wins. And that was what we just watched was the 1984 NASCAR 400. That was Richard Petty's last win, his 200th win. So I got a couple cards through the mail, and I want to share them with you, autographed through the mail. And I want to flip this camera around. I want to share them with you because pretty cool. So let's check them out. First card I got back in the mail here I'm going to share is the 2016 Panini National Treasure. This is card number 11 of 20. This is depicting his number 43 car and talking about a little bit on the back of his STP sponsorship. At the time he got that, it was kind of somewhat of a big deal, kind of cutting edge. But just love this card. I love the signature on it. The card means a whole lot to me. Seeing number 43 there brings back memories of my dad and watching racing with him when I was a kid, still living at home. Mr. Petty, think about the number of victories he had in this famous number 43. Kind of put it in perspective. Out of the top 10, his dad had 54 NASCAR Cup wins. Dale Earnhardt, some believe to be considered the best driver of all time, had 76 NASCAR Cup wins. Some of the other famous drivers some of y'all might have heard of, Cale Yarborough had 83. Bobby Allison and Darrell Waltrip both had 84 wins. Jeff Gord, another recent famous driver, the Rainbow Warrior, he had 93 total wins. And second place to Mr. Richard Petty's 200 wins was David Pearson, who had 105 wins. So Petty by far has the most NASCAR Cup wins. So I'm tickled to get this card signed by Mr. Petty. Pretty awesome. Then another card I got here, I had to have one of his signature cowboy hat. You see there with his feathers and stuff on it. This is another 2016 Panini Legends National Treasures. This card is numbered to 15. I think it's number 4. You can see it through his autograph there, but beautiful signature on a just even more beautiful card. Petty, along with Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt, is a 7-time NASCAR, at the time it's called Winston Cup winner. Be honest with you, I don't know what it's called now. It's changed hands so many times. But this is another 2016 Panini of the king of NASCAR racing. So I wanted to share these two with you just to show you that beautiful signature on a couple of really beautiful cards, in my opinion. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hopefully it's short and you got through it all. Appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Some kind of oddball stuff I share from time to time, but just want to thank you. Just want to wish you the best and hope and pray that everything is going well for you. This COVID thing will be over with soon. We get back to normal life. But until then, you all, hey, God bless you. God bless America. And to remember, peace.